Hey everybody, Montel Williams here, and this pre-calculus lesson is on the remainder and factor theorem. Let's go ahead and take care of the board problem. Okay, find the discriminants and describe the nature of the roots. So that's the b squared minus 4ac. So here I got a negative number, so there's no real roots. Here I got a positive number, so there's two real roots. If it was equal to 0, there'd be one real root. Okay, number 2, solve each equation. So this one I would complete the square because it doesn't factor. So half of 8 is 4. 4 squared is 16. So I add 16 to both sides and you end up getting 4 plus or minus 2i. Okay, this one factors, you guys. So factoring is the best way to do it. So you get 7 or negative 1 on that one. Okay, and then this last one it doesn't factor. I would totally use the quadratic formula with that one. So I get, there's my final answer right there. Okay, so here's the remainder and factor theorems, you guys. So go ahead and do a long division. Remember long division, you guys? So we're going to go ahead and do long division. So I say this x times what will give me 2x squared, x times 2x. So I multiply 2x times x and 2x times negative 2, and I get this right here. So then I'm going to subtract. So when I subtract them, you guys, 3 minus a minus 4 is 3 plus 4 is 7x. Slide that down and do it again. X times what gets me 7x? X times 7. So I'm going to write plus 7 at the top, and then subtract, you get a remainder of 6. So the final answer is you start at the top. So this answer at the top plus this over what you're dividing by. That's what this says right here. Okay, so the second part is called synthetic division, and this is shown by example. So there it is right there, box number with those numbers. Okay, and this is how you do synthetic division. You slide that 2 down, then you multiply that 2 that you just slid down times your box number, and you get 4. Then you add 3 and 4 together, and you get 7. Then you multiply that 7 again times your box number, and you get 15. Then you add negative 8 with, 14. Negative 8 and 14 is 6. Okay, now what I want you to do is look at the similarities with this and section A, you guys. So look at your section A, and I have them both right here. Can you see? These are the same things, you guys. This 2x squared plus 3x minus 8 are the coefficients, 2, 3, and negative 8 right here. And then this x minus 2, my box number, is the opposite of that minus 2 right there. Here's my 2x plus 7 plus the remainder over x minus 2. They're the same. Okay, try this, you guys. Plug in f of 2 right there. And then when you do that, you get a remainder of 6. Notice that's the same as the remainders in sections A and B. They're all the same problems, just different ways to do it, you guys. So let's go ahead and do synthetic division right here. Okay, I'm going to put in my box negative 2. It's always opposite that. And then there's no y to the fifth, there's no y squared, and there's no number after the 2y. So I have to insert zeros for place values. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and slide them down times the box number. Add, slide them down times the box number. Add, slide them down times the box number, and you carry that out. This is always 1 degree less. So since this is y to the 6th, this is going to be negative y to the 5th. 2y to the 4th, 0y to the 3rd, 0y squared, 3y minus 4 plus the remainder 8 over what I was dividing by, y plus 2. Okay, there it is right there. All right. Okay, same thing. Box number is negative 1. I have 1, 0 that I have to insert, so there we go. And then notice I get a remainder of 0. Okay, so what that means is this x plus 1, if I get a remainder of 0, x plus 1 is a factor right there. Okay, so we're going to use that trick if we get a remainder of 0 to solve some things. So the binomial x minus r is a factor if and only if when you plug in r you get 0. Okay, if it doesn't 0, it's not a factor. So determine the binomial factors of each. Okay, so here's the first one right there, x cubed minus 7x plus 6. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just plug in some random numbers. Hopefully 1 will work. Let's see if so you need to find a 0, because a 0 when I synthetically divide will get me a condensed equation of an x squared. It's always 1 less than that. And what a nice coincidence. When I plugged in 1, it gave me 0 right there. So 1 is a factor. So let's go ahead and do synthetic division and synthetically divide into that to get your condensed equation. Don't forget your 0. Okay, here's my condensed equation. So it was x cubed it started with, so this is going to be x squared plus x minus 6. So that's another, so the condensed quadratic is that. So that factors to x plus 3, x minus 2. Okay, so the three factors are x minus 1, because this 1 was a factor, x plus 3, and x minus 2. Okay, those are my three factors. And we got lucky because 1 gave me 0. If 1 didn't give me 0, I would try negative 1. If that didn't give me 0, I would try 2. Then I'd try negative 2 and just keep going and going until we get to the, I'll show you the rational roots theorem in the next lesson. Okay, so let's do this one. Let's try 1 again. Okay, 1 doesn't get me 0, gets me negative 26. So let's try negative 1, see if that gets me 0. All right, so when I plugged in negative 1, wow, I got 0. So I lucked out, you guys. So I'm going to synthetically divide negative 1 into that, you guys. So remember, so if negative 1 works, that means x plus 1 is a factor. Okay, so here's synthetically divided. And notice I got a remainder of 0. Here's my condensed quadratic equation. It's always 1 degree less than. So this is x squared minus 3x minus 10. And then that factors, you guys. X squared minus 3x minus 10 factors to x minus 5x plus 2. Okay, this factor right here is x plus 1. So my three factors are x plus 1, x minus 5, x plus 2. Okay, find the value of k so that the remainder of x cubed plus 3x squared minus kx minus 24 divided by x plus 3 equals 0. Okay, so that means I'm going to plug in negative 3 into p of x, which equals that, and solve for k. Okay, and it equals 0. I know it equals 0. Okay, so I'm going to plug in negative 3. P of negative 3 is going to be 0 because they said it's a factor. So 0 equals, and I plugged in negative 3 there, negative 3 there, negative 3 there. And then we just get a bunch of numbers with k, and you solve for k, and you get k equals 8.